Hi ELAA tutors! I hope you're having a great month. In this video, we're going to talk about scaffolding. We'll talk about what scaffolding is, and in the newsletter you can find lots of links to strategies for using this in the classroom. So take a look at this picture. Most of you know that I'm crazy about bikes. This is a picture of me and my brother with our first bikes on the farm. And I remember that when I was learning, I would watch my mom ride her bike. And she showed me how she could step on and balance and start pedaling. And then she started me out on my own bike, but with training wheels. And then once I got the hang of riding with training wheels, she took off the training wheels. She would steady me with her hand while I wobbled around the driveway and the yard. And then eventually I was able to balance on my own, and I remember balancing and coasting down our kind of sloped front yard. And then finally I got it, and I was able to balance and pedal at the same time, and I loved it. And now I look like this. This is what I do for fun. But what if my mom had just explained to me how to do it and then given me a shove? I probably would have fallen and hurt myself and gotten frustrated, and it would have been too difficult and I would have quit. What if my mom never took off the training wheels? Probably it would have been too easy and I would have gotten bored and I would have quit. But instead she supported me little by little, and she celebrated my little successes along the way. So like my mom in this example, teachers teaching new tasks or skills are at first in complete control and are fully supporting their students. And then gradually, when the students are ready, the support is taken away until the students are able to do the new skill on their own. Okay, so think of cute little kid me. This is me. This is the final target skill that I can't yet do, the final target skill of being able to ride a bike. This is the sweet spot. This is where learning really happens, where my mom is supporting me, and little by little by little by little, I'm gaining the skills to get up to what I can't yet do. This is called the zone of proximal development. It's an idea that was developed by an educational psychologist named Lev Vygotsky. I want you to think of these smaller skills as baby steps. And we are going to watch 1 minute of this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. In this movie, Bill Murray plays a patient who is unhealthily attached to his psychologist. And while you're watching, I want you to think about how this relates to teaching.
Baby steps? It means setting small, reasonable goals for yourself, one day at a time. One tiny step at a time.
Baby steps.
For instance, when you leave this office, don't think about everything you have to do in order to get out of the building. Just think of what you must do to get out of this room. And when you get to the hall, deal with that hall, and so forth. You see?
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Oh, boy.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps through the office. Baby steps out the door. It works. It works. All I have to do is take one little step at a time, and I can do anything.
So what is the connection between baby steps and teaching? Well, we're always thinking about how we can break a big, difficult task or skill down into the baby steps and how to support and celebrate our students through those steps. Our goal is still the big, difficult task. We're not lowering our expectations. In fact, scaffolding is the tool to help our students reach higher and higher and higher. So when I'm lesson planning, I always need to think about these questions. What do I want students to be able to do with English? What can students already do with English? How big is the gap between what students can already do and what I want them to be able to do? And what strategies will help students bridge that gap, but still keep the learning challenging? So not too easy, not too difficult. So scaffolding makes you become a guide on the side rather than a sage on the stage. You're in a support role, not a dominant role. So my mom did not explain how to ride a bike and then ask me to memorize it. Rather, she facilitated me gradually gaining these skills on my own as she slowly removed those supports. It's great to have high expectations for your class's performance and learning. We should have high expectations. Just consider the baby steps necessary to reach that high goal, and you'll see that your class's performance will rise to meet your expectations. I hope that you'll check out the rest of the newsletter for lots of links to specific ways to use scaffolding in your classes, and I think you'll find that scaffolding will make a big difference in terms of student engagement and student achievement. As always, don't hesitate to pop into the office or give me a call or drop me an email just to say hi or to ask questions. And thank you for all that you do. Have a great month.